Why am I not on a show? Why am I not on a show? It's been happening for years now. I have seen the comments, both mean and nice. Rain, when's your next project? Rain, are you going to be on a new show or a movie soon? Rain, why aren't you acting anymore? So finally, I decided I'm going to address it. How is it that an actress like myself, who has 3 Daytime Emmy nominations, technically 4 for singing, but 3 Daytime Emmy nominations, worked with Octavia Spencer, Bill Burr, John Singleton, rest in peace and love, Mekhi Phifer, Amy Harris, all of these people who have done amazing, amazing things in entertainment and big things in entertainment. How is it that an actress like myself, who has the resume that I have and worked with all these amazing people, has not been a main character on a TV show or film in literal years? Well, I'd love to answer that question for you. I've decided we're going to talk about it. So let's talk. So the simple answer is, for those that just want the simple answer, I haven't booked. For those that want the more detailed and complex answer, don't worry, stick around, it's coming. But the simple answer is, I haven't booked. I haven't booked a series regular role or even a recurring role in years. I haven't booked a main character role in a movie in years. Not through a lack of effort. I am one of the fortunate ones who still gets auditions. There just simply isn't a lot of work out there for actors, period. From the A-listers to those that are just getting started. There's not a lot of work out there. That's why you see a lot of A-listers on Broadway right now, doing a lot of Broadway roles, because the film and TV industry right now isn't where it used to be. And like I said, I'm one of the fortunate ones that still is auditioning. I know people who have been on hit shows that aren't even getting auditions right now. And that's just the truth. And it's not through lack of talent or lack of effort. It's just what the industry is right now, unfortunately. For those that want the more complicated answer, here we go. First, I want to start here. There is a large misconception of how Hollywood actually works, of how entertainment, film and TV specifically, work. A lot of people think once you get on a hit show or you're on a hit movie, or both, that you automatically have secured your place in Hollywood. That could not be further from the truth. There are so many examples. I'm just one. I've worked in Hollywood consistently for several years when my main income was coming from that. That's not the case right now. Mena Massoud, the guy who played Aladdin in the live action movie, he went and said after booking the film, he thought it was going to be this big break, and his phone was silent for roles. I just wanted to start here because I really wanted to hone in on the misconception that people have and the assumption that actors just gave up or actors just aren't auditioning or not, like, just purposefully not working. A lot of, like, that's just not true. How it works. As an actor, if you are fortunate enough to have a good team that can get you in the door, which that also takes time to build, and a lot of people start off, I started off as a younger actor. I started when I was a kid, so my mom was doing this for me, but sending in their own tapes and things like that comes before you even get a chance to have a team. It's from you doing that for yourself for a long time. I'm fortunate that I had my mom. But if you're fortunate enough to have a team that can get you in the doors, you're in SAG, you've made it into SAG, your team can get you in the doors to have these auditions. Literally, we audition for free. We tape a lot of these in a short turnaround time, and we just hope that we book it. If we don't book it, we never hear back. That's just how it goes. And it doesn't matter your resume a lot of the time until you have become a solidified household name, which takes time. Until you're walking down the street and every single person knows who you are, it's not solidified. And even then, it can end up going away. You don't have control over the rest, you know? And that leads me to the next question I've been asked a lot. Am I going to be on Snowfall's spinoff the drop. As of now, while I am filming this, I have heard nothing. And that is okay. I'm just happy that my brother and sister are working, that Isaiah and Gail are working. And this is another perfect example. I have no say in what shows I get to work on other than if I get an audition and I don't like it, or if they come to me and I'm like, I'm good, you know? And even the other actors in the world don't get a say. And the only time an actor really gets a chance to have a say in something like that is if they have a producer credit of some sort to have a chance at changing that. And that takes time to build up that credibility as well. So it's not guaranteed. Just because you're a part of a world, like every role is not guaranteed. You can book something and still they could be like, no, never mind, before filming. Or while you're filming, they'd be like, you know, it's not working out, so we're going to kill you off. Like, there is so much as actors that we do not have a say in. And, that's just what it is. On another note as well, there's a lot in entertainment that just goes unspoken. Like, a lot of Black women to get work are just expected to throw on a wig or put on extensions, that it's more Eurocentric. I've talked about this before. For me personally, I'm not doing it anymore. It's not something that feels good to me because I am a Black woman and I do want to wear my curls. And I'm grateful that I had a show that I was able to do that in its entirety, which was The Wilds. And because I did that, I know it can be done again. So I'm auditioning with my natural hair. And is that something technically I could control to book more? Yes, but it's not right. To me, it's not right. I don't throw no tea or shade to any of the girls that do it. I was one of the girls that did it before. And some Black women do like their hair to be straight, and that's fine. But for me, I don't think it should be the one fits all type of thing. I don't think we all should have to do that in order to get work. And in this business, there is so much that goes into a show being successful, goes into an actor being able to break through that barrier. And one of the major things of that is if the studio is willing to put money behind the project, not just film the project itself, right? So like a studio has to be willing to put the advertising money in, has to be willing to put in the award season money in. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. So it just, again, out of our control. You know, so that's just really what I'm trying to emphasize, is that a lot of these things are out of our control in terms of whether we're working or not, in that sense. And that's why you hear so many actors talking about making our own space, making our own table so that we don't have to wait to be invited to another table, you know? And I'll get into a little bit more of that later. That being said, there's also AI. AI is a real threat right now. The contract that just got approved, like I said in my last video, I'm not a fan. I think that there are a lot of loopholes with AI, and ultimately the goal is to just be able to use an actor's likeness and not pay them for it. Where we're already in a time where they're not paying much for roles to begin with if you do book it, and then on top of that, they're not as many roles out there. You know, I think that this new contract is really not in benefit of the actor, and especially the actors that are working to break into this industry. There's so many loopholes and ways to be taken advantage of. So that's also something to consider as an actor right now. You could potentially work, but if they can get around asking your consent because they think it adds significant additional value, then what are we doing? You're not going to get paid for what you're worth. And that's something that's really important to consider as an actor right now as well. Like, do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to be taken advantage of like that? I just think there's so much like greediness going on, to be completely honest. And I am being completely honest right now. Like, I have debated making this video for so long because I was worried about how it would affect my career. But at this point, I'm just like, well, it is what it is. And somebody's got to talk about it, because so many actors are feeling inferior right now. So many actors are feeling like, you know, we don't know if we're going to continue. So many actors just have no idea what's happening right now. And that's just the reality. A lot of us have gotten day jobs. A lot of us, you know, I think it's easy to look at social media and see a lot of people's highlight reels, but so many of us are trying to figure out what we do in this situation where we don't have a say in how studios choose to make their money, how studios choose to make their projects. So, I mean, that's the real talk of it. Is it scary to just do it? Hell yeah, but I'm doing it anyway because number one, I feel like I need to personally get it off my chest, and I feel like a lot of actors might need to see it. A lot of fans need to know, like, we're not trying to neglect y'all and your wants. Obviously, we'd love to be working and be on some shows, that we find that really spark our creativity. That's another thing too. A lot of the auditions, unfortunately, don't spark creativity for me. And what I've been receiving, a lot of it is very nudity driven, which is not for me. Again, no tea, no shade to anybody that does. It's just not for me. And again, I don't think that should be the key to have to be able to work on big and well done shows. So, I've always been a selective actress and I will continue to be a selective actress. This probably is a lot of information and you might be wondering, whoa, well, what can I do potentially, or how can I support my favorite actors that I may not see because I didn't know that any of this goes into it. Number one, how you can support is be kind. Be kind. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a human. Some of the stuff I've seen people comment on mine hurts, because a lot of people just assume that I gave up on my life, which is really wild because what the hell? I'm more than a character. Firstly, there's more to life than just acting, respectfully. But be kind. Be kind. When you see a actor that you admire and that you love and support, be kind. If they're doing something different on their socials or in life and they're telling you about it, be kind. Don't be criticizing. Don't be rude or mean because they're not doing a show or right now because that's what you want them to do. A lot of us are pivoting. A lot of us are trying to figure out how we navigate this new world of entertainment, so be kind. Secondly, support the YouTube channels like this, support the content, support the actors that are still showing up every day in different capacities. And it may not just look like acting right now. Support them as a person and not just as an actor, because we are people. We do work hard. There are hardships. We go through and pay bills and deal with life things just like you do. And so I think one of the biggest things is just support, subscribe to the YouTube channels, engage with the content, because truthfully, that's the way that we can still be in y'all's world if you want us to be, if that way, that's one of the ways you can still continue to see our face and still interact with us in some way. And that is a large reason why I do YouTube, because it allows me to still be creative in my own capacity. It's just me, I'm not playing a character. This is just me. So in conclusion, I hope this helped. I hope you have a better understanding of the entertainment industry now. Whether you decide you want to participate in it, whether you decide oh wow, I just didn't know some of my favorite actors just weren't getting the opportunities or weren't being said yes to, or just aren't getting roles that are really worth their talent or time, or roles that don't spark their creativity, I really hope that you see the worth in following me, Rain, as a person and not just the actress. And that's a huge reason why my bio says this is my life behind the scenes. This is me outside of acting. This is who I am as a person. And I hope that if you take a look, you join the ride and you enjoy it with me. And let's grow this community, because I really love to. It's really cool. For those of you that appreciated this video, appreciated the insight, I hope that you stick around. And I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. That said, I also want to make a note. We are back with the high quality We are back with the high quality. And I'm sorry that it was not the best for so long. And I noticed on my other video, if I get a chance to upload it, I will. But life be lifing. I'm sorry that it just went dead in audio for a period of time. When I uploaded it, when I looked through, it didn't do that. So I don't know what happened. We figuring this out together. Also, part of the reason too, on some of the content, I can't say, okay, we are back with the quality. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but we're back with the quality. I do not have one of those tiny little cameras that picks up good quality when you're out and about. That's a goal of mine. I do want to get those. And yes, I could bring these big things out and I should just get more comfortable with that. But we're going to see how that goes, because a lot of the time when I have taken my camera out to vlog with, it's just, I can't get a good angle while I'm like doing what I'm doing. So some of it still might be a little cell phone-ish, but we'll try and figure this out. But I hope you stay on the journey with me. Okay, bye. Subscribe.